help in getting me on the ballot, and I'm going to work really hard to make sure that we win in November. Thank you.
Hi, my name's John Latanzio, and this is Neil Moore, two of your elected delegates to the International Convention. And right now we're going to go through Thursday and Friday's programs that have taken place, and the nomination of Sandy Pope that took place. And Neil, would you go ahead and give them a rundown?
Absolutely, John. So we started out yesterday with open nominations for General President and General Secretary Treasurer. And as we planned, Sandy was nominated, so was Hoffa and Jagera. And after that, we went to some of the resolutions, Amtrak resolution, about a high-speed rail and supporting high-speed rail, coalition bargaining, a tool that we may use in the future to defeat management's attempts to divide. We also had a visit by Benjamin Jealous, the president of the NAACP, came and gave a nice presentation to the delegation. After that, Pat Quinn, governor of Illinois, showed up and told us about the situation with labor in Illinois, which was fantastic. After that, reports of the appeals committee went through on various cases that were pending. Finally, a report by the diversity committee about integrating some of the minorities in our locals and how we're going to go about doing that, making a better path for them in the workplace. Finally, we bid a fond farewell to, for the most part, to Tom Kegel. They were all of his years of service were highlighted, and he's been around for quite some time. So he's calling it quits. So we broke, and then after lunch we were visited by Danny DeVito, who gave a presentation. As many of you may know, he was in the Hoffa movie, outlining the life and times of James R. Hoffa. And anyways, it was a great presentation. Rhea Perlman was in the audience as well. After that, the Constitutional Committee proposed 6 amendments, and we're going to bring back all the information on those 6 amendments so you guys can review it, as well as all the minutes from all the sessions that we've attended this week. After that, Shelley Berkeley, she's the state representative from Nevada here, gave a short presentation on what she's done for labor. After that, we also had Stephen Bullock, who's an attorney general from very close to us up in Montana, and gave a very good presentation also about his strifes and his fights with labor up in Montana. We closed out the session on 2 things: a report on the organization of FedEx and the situation going on there. Our buddy Fred Smith, and yeah, all the things that are going on in FedEx Freight, and yeah. So we went through that and their plans for trying to get that done. We actually, the end of the session was Irish Mickey Ward. Some of you may remember him from a movie last year, Fighter, I believe was the name of the movie, and tough guy, there's no doubt about it. So then we woke up today and came in, and we had the acceptance speeches. John, maybe you can tell them about the acceptance speeches.
I'll tell you the truth. If you saw the conduct of the majority of the delegates at this convention, you'd be ashamed of them. And the Hoffa delegates listened to Jimmy Hoffa make his presentation or an acceptance for nomination, and then they left the room and emptied the hall. And basically speaking, when Fred Jagera and Sandy Pope accepted their nominations formally, they were speaking to primarily an empty hall. Not totally empty. There were some guests that were there, and at least 100 37 delegates that did support Sandy in her bid to get nominated. When you see how the Hoffa camp acts, it would be very reminiscent of the brown shirts in Nazi Germany, and that's the honest to God truth. It's appalling to sit down there and watch the democratic process be stifled by a bunch of self-righteous people that think that they are the only ones that know how to run a union or know who should be in charge. And our point of view is the Teamsters are us. They're not our representatives, though they think that they represent everyone. There's no room for free thinking, and there's no room for any kind of conversation. The entire convention has been scripted by the Hoffa administration, and it's sad. And you spent good money to send people to Las Vegas to talk about real union problems, and what we've been presented with is a lot of smoke and mirrors, and that everything is wonderful, and it's not. And I'm here to tell you that at 690 Teamsters United, we will keep you informed, and we will do our very best to give you choices. And we have presented you with the choice for Sandy Pope, and you know, it's my opinion that she is the best choice to lead our union in the future. And I hope that each and every one of you will consider her and take it to heart and take our union's future to heart. And thank you for your time.
Just on a final closing note, it should be noted that Joint Council 28, I was very proud of a lot of those members. They stuck around and got the information from the delegates that they probably didn't support, but they were concerned about their membership and bringing back some information to them, and they listened, which is wonderful. There was also a number of other members from other joint councils and other locals that were wearing red vests that were in attendance, that didn't leave, that didn't follow the herd. And I think they did a wonderful service to their rank and file members. And I couldn't be prouder of those people that had the guts, the fortitude to stick around and hear things out. So anyways, today we missed Joe Biden to come and take care of this before we have to catch some planes out of town. We want to make sure you're informed. With all due respect to Mr. Biden. We also, one last thing we went over was the first observer, and I encourage, when we get back, I would like to encourage any and all members to get involved with this. It's a wonderful, it's a kind of an offshoot of the highway program that we had a few years ago, a government program to keep a watch on our highways for terrorist activity.
Right after the 2000, September 11th.
Yes.
And anyway, it would be a way for all of us to participate in our nation's security.
Absolutely. We're going to head out. Again, we thank you. This has been a wonderful learning experience. We can't thank you as membership enough for supporting us in the election and coming down here and representing you. We're honored, and we hope we did you justice and did you proud by being down here. We're going to give one more epilogue when we get back to Spokane, kind of to touch anything that we haven't touched so far. We thank you again. Good night.